Okay, New Year's Eve, from 6 p.m. until New Year's Day at 6 a.m. is the most dangerous time of the year to be out on the roadway.
Wow.
And I would think that that's mainly because there's a lot of people that don't drink during the year, and they start drinking then, and then they make a lot of bad decisions. So the thing that we've been doing is we've been reaching out to the community and sending them out a checklist of things they need to do. One of those is to make a plan ahead of time on how you're going to get home, and doing that before you start drinking. The second thing we've been doing is trying to get them to remember, don't ride with someone who's been drinking, because you still could die if that happens as well. So you may not be the person that's putting someone in jeopardy, but you may be the person that's put in jeopardy. The other things we've been saying is to make sure that the friends and families have a safe ride home, or invite them to stay with you and to celebrate together. If they celebrate together, they could go to a hotel or resort or some place like that where they can stay overnight, or they can stay with their family or friends. That's one of the safest things that they can do. And to remember the next day that you may still be intoxicated when you wake up, because a lot of times, like we've seen it before, that people the next morning, they get up to go to work and they have an accident, and they're still intoxicated. So that's one thing that they need to make sure. They need to stay in that day and sleep it off for a long period of time to get the alcohol out of their system. If you see someone on the roadway that seems to be intoxicated, or if you see someone that's about to get in a vehicle that's intoxicated, you or someone else, try to get them not to make that mistake. And if they continue to want to do that, take their keys away from them, notify the authorities, notify the bar or at the residence where they're celebrating. Notify them so they don't get behind that wheel and make a mistake that costs someone their lives. Some of the things that happen to someone who gets their first DUI, they could stay in jail almost a year. They can get a $2,100 fine plus court costs, 90-day driver's license suspension. They have to pay attorney fees. They have to have a new interlocking device that goes on the vehicle. So they have to blow into it and take an alcohol test every time they drive. They'll lose their driver's license, their insurance will go up, or they may not be able to get car insurance, especially if they're involved in an accident. But if they get a DUI, they're looking at those things. They're going to have to go to a court referral officer. They're going to have to pay attorney fees. The list just continues to go on. If they're involved in a traffic accident, they're going to have civil liabilities. They could be, if someone's injured and they leave the scene, that's a felony. If they're involved in a traffic accident, it injures someone, they can be charged with a felony. They can be charged with a felony and have a mandatory jail sentence. So these are the things that people need to think about this year. You know, I think back of what's happened during the year, and the most tragic one that I can remember is when Chief Treadaway with the Birmingham Police Department, you know, he lost his daughter to a DUI. And so, you know, we think about these things, and it really hits home because we know people that have been victimized by this, and we just want people to realize that they need to be safe, but they need to enjoy things. They need to enjoy time with their family and friends, but they also need to be safe.